Yo, what's good YouTube? I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to be explaining to you guys the NBA 2K20 player breakdown, how the pie chart works, how the badges work, how everything works, so you guys have an idea of how you should make your player. And at the end of the video I have gameplay for you guys of me playing on this LeBron build. It's just an example of what I believe a LeBron build will be like, so obviously don't take this too exact, because this 2K, it seems like you're not going to be able to make your player do a lot, because that's what they had made it seem like it was going to be able to do. But when you upgrade a certain thing, you take a hit somewhere else, whether it's defense, shooting, or even driving. At the small forward position this year, at least of what I've seen, you're not going to be able to speed boost at all. Reason being because you have to have an 86 ball control to get be able to speed boost, but they don't have a chart high enough or a playmaking high enough to get to 86. The highest is 83, and this is what I found. So if you want to be able to speed boost, don't even bother looking at the small forward position. Just go straight to point guard and shooting guard. And as you guys can see, your badges are dependent on what you upgrade. So if you upgrade your shooting badges on the right will go up a little bit. It's very complicated to explain because it doesn't really make a lot of sense of why they did it like this. I don't personally enjoy it because it seems very hard to make a player that is capable of doing a lot. You're very strict on what you can do this year, which isn't bad, but it's also not my preference. You guys can also keep testing out how you want your player to be. So if you don't like it when you go play in the gameplay, they'll take you to like a little my career against the Warriors or some team, and you get to try out your player. I'm gonna show you guys this at the end of the video. Right now I'm just showing you guys what it looks like and all this stuff. Depending on what you upgrade is what you get to choose for your takeover. I was just upgrading random stuff, and you guys can see like this is what I ended up getting to choose for my takeover. Also, your arm length and your body type doesn't really matter too much. It affects a little bit, but barely anything at all that you should change it just on that. Then when you finish creating, it's gonna say what you built, and it said I built a sharpshooter. I don't really understand how, but I guess I did. So here's an example of what I made for a LeBron build. This is not gonna be my final build, but just is, like I said, just an example of what I think. Because this year will be really tough to make an NBA player type build because of the limit that it makes you have. So you guys see the charts, right? Depending on what the largest, like let's say the yellow thing was the largest because that's playmaking, and red is defending and rebounding. Depending on what's the largest in the chart is what you can upgrade the most. Then after that you'll be taken to your physical profile, and then it's the same thing except this one you can't choose what you upgrade for your strength and speed and stuff. It's hard to find the most balanced one. Obviously LeBron has a higher than a 69 strength, but if I put his strength the highest, then his speed or his vertical will go down, and that's just hard to find the perfect balance. But once you click what you want for that profile, then they'll take you to your attributes, and this is what you can upgrade. You start with a total of 444 attributes that you can upgrade. So obviously on my chart, playmaking was the highest, so I'm gonna be able to upgrade my playmaking the most, and then defending and finishing was my second highest, so I get to upgrade those to second most. I hope I'm not sounding too confusing, but in general it is really confusing to figure out. It's very hard to find the perfect build that you would like. But also during the year, I definitely believe, or even when the game comes out, people are going to be changing their builds. It happens every year just because people find a new meta or a new best build or whatever it takes. People just want the best build, and it's very hard to figure out what the best build is at the very start of 2K, just because we don't know how the game is going to be played yet or what's capable of. So like previous years, you don't need a very high three-pointer to be able to hit a three. All you need is a certain jump shot. But this year, we don't know how high a three needs to be able to hit a three consistently. So that's why we're worried about the threes, and we're worried about everything else because we don't know how the game is played yet. So we're just going off of what we know. You guys saw I was able to choose between two different takeovers, and it was slashing and playmaking, and then it said I make a pass first wing. That's kind of what LeBron James is in real life, so I feel I did a decent job making them. And then after that, you get to test your potential. So if you put it at a certain overall, let's say a 99, you're gonna get to test them out at 99. But let's be honest, most people don't hit 99, so I wouldn't test them out at 99. I would test them out at like a 93, 94, something where most people would actually hit it. Like, don't test out a 97 overall if you don't think you're actually gonna hit 97 overall. I ended up choosing 93 overall just so I can see like what it's capable of. So once after that, you get to choose your badges. There's so many new badges this year that you might want to read all of them and see what they're doing and what they're capable of. I like this part of it. I don't like the attribute parts. I like the badges, how you can upgrade the badges and you don't have to grind for your badges. I'm gonna make a whole separate video going over every single badges and what I think of them. But as of now, you guys can just see they gave me 7 total upgradable badges that I can pick from finishing, and then obviously it's different for each one. So like I said, back to the pie chart, my playmaking was the highest, so the most badges I'm going to be able to get is for playmaking and not the other ones. But as you go higher up in overalls, you're going to be able to get more badges, so that's good. So as of now, I was only able to upgrade 7, so I'm sure when I get to a certain overall, I'll be able to have more badges upgraded for finishing and more badges upgraded for everything else as well, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Grinding badges in previous year was really tough, especially 2K18 and 19. I really did not enjoy grinding badges. 2K17 I didn't mind grinding badges, but now that you don't have to get even grind badges at all, you're grinding your overall so that you can get more badges. I'm not sure why it's like that, but I personally enjoy it. Now if we're being honest with a LeBron build, LeBron can have so many different badges just because he's capable of doing so many different things. So I'm not able to get all of those different badges, but I'm just trying my best to figure out what LeBron is best at and upgrading that. But when you're making your player, I would decide off of what you want. So me personally, I hate getting ripped, so I'm gonna put unpluggable Hall of Fame. I want to be able to break ankles, I'm gonna put that Hall of Fame. And then you get what I'm saying, like pick what you want to do and make that your primary badges. You can also spread it out. Let's say you don't want all of them gold or Hall of Fame. You can put all of them bronze, and you can have a bunch of different badges, but they'll just all be bronze. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I don't know how good bronze badges are in this year, but previous 2Ks they weren't too bad. Like bronze limitless made a big difference last year, especially. Even if gold to Hall of Fame may not be a big difference, you might want to take down a gold badge and make it get a free bronze badge. You can just figure it out and figure out how you want to make your badges work. There's so many different choices, so make sure you choose wisely. It's definitely tough to decide what you want to upgrade. Something like playmaking, where you want to help your teammates out, so you want to get dimer, but if you upgrade your dimer, you're going to lose out on something else. So maybe instead of getting a certain bad golds, you make it silver and then you upgrade your dimer. Or instead of upgrading rim protector Hall of Fame, you put it gold and then you upgrade clamps, something like that. You kind of got to figure out a way to make it work. It's very confusing and very hard to decide, but I'm sure you guys will figure it out, and I'm sure it'll get much easier when you get a higher overall, so you get more badges to choose from. But what I want to know is, what overalls do you get to upgrade your badges and stuff like that? Like, how many badges will I be able to get Hall of Fame, or how many badges will I be able to get gold? Because if you can get a lot of badges go Hall of Fame, that would kind of be OP. Like, let's say I can get a bunch of playmaking badges Hall of Fame, then I don't know, that might be OP. Or even shooting badges, especially shooting badges. But once you choose all your badges, you'll be able to choose a jump shot just to test it out. They have a bunch of old jump shots from old 2Ks, and they have, I don't know if they have any new ones, to be honest. But we get into the gameplay. My very first play, I ever got a foul running into Draymond. I didn't know that would happen. That rarely ever happened in previous 2Ks. They normally just make you go around it. But what I noticed when I first got in the game, well, obviously I first noticed I didn't get to pick any dribble moves. I never got to pick any dribble moves. But I also noticed my player size. He's really large. Like, he's so much bigger than Klay Thompson. And I also noticed his strength. He seems much stronger than Klay Thompson. And I was just trying out stuff. I was trying to see what I was capable of making. I didn't play much. I only played about a quarter. I was just trying to see what's new and how the game felt. The movement definitely felt different, and then that green animation that Steph just got, that was very new. I was surprised to see that. Not the animation that he did to turn around. I'm talking about like the green light under his feet. That looked different, and that looked pretty cool. What I also noticed is the speed of my player when he has the ball and without the ball. He feels a lot faster with the ball, but without the ball he seems very slow. I don't know why that is. And I don't know how I made that layup. And then I thought I defended Klay Thompson pretty well there, but I guess he had enough space to shoot it. And I wanted to see what I was able to do in the post without any post upgrades or post badges. And I was able to make a layup over Klay Thompson. I think I was able to do that just because I'm stronger than he is and taller, only by a couple inches. And I was able to make some crazy layups. Like, you guys seen, I made 2 already. I don't know what difficulty it's on. I don't know if that's why. I tried to get a layup right here, but I shot a jumper. Yeah, I don't know what the difficulty is on. That might have a big reason to do it while I'm making some of these layups. Yeah, I wish I knew what the difficulty is. But anyways, I hope I helped you guys out even a little bit. If I sound confusing, I'm sorry. It definitely is confusing to even talk about, but it's also confusing to make a build. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate that. and subscribe if you're new, and I'm out.